Welcome to another Photography Simplified video. My name's Chris, and in these videos, I do my best to simplify photography for you with the goal of helping you to get out and take great photos. Today, we're talking about when is the best time to take pictures. If you stick around to the end, I'll go over some tips for shooting in bright daylight. When you're shooting in natural light, some light is going to be better than others, and it will depend on how soft or hard that light is. Hard light is very bright, harsh light. Hard light leads to lots of contrast between the very bright areas of the photo and the dark areas of the photo, and is typically less pleasing to the eye. Think of when you're standing in the middle of a sunny day with no clouds. That's very harsh or hard light. Soft light, on the other hand, adds more depth to an image. The contrast between the shadows and the lighter areas of the photo is more gradual, and this adds the depth to the image, and soft light is usually more pleasing to the eye. What creates soft light is when light is diffused, meaning that the light hits some sort of diffusing object which spreads out that light, making it less direct and harsh on the subject. If you find this video helpful, by the way, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see future videos as well covering other various beginner topics. Now, when it comes to hard and soft light, how direct the light is can influence how harsh it is as well. This is why it is better to shoot often near sunset or sunrise when the sun is lower in the sky. Let's discuss each of the different natural light phases and their pros and cons, starting with the magic hours. The magic hours include both golden hour and blue hour. These hours are called the magic hours because they are better for taking images due to the soft light that is created from the sun being either low in the sky or just under the horizon. Golden hour happens right before and during a sunrise, and during a sunset and right after a sunset. During golden hour, there are warmer tones like yellows and oranges, and it can be great for backlighting your subject. Blue hour happens right before the start of a sunrise when the sun is still below the horizon, and after a sunset has happened and the sun has gone down below the horizon. During blue hour, there are cooler tones like blue tones, hence the name blue hour. The magic hours really are the best times to go out and take great photos, but let's cover the other natural light phases so you know what they are and their benefits as well. Civil twilight is when the sun is below the horizon, before and after a sunset. It has cooler tones and soft light similar to blue hour and can be great for taking pictures of the moon. When the sun is below the horizon, between -6 to -12 degrees below the horizon, there are darker, cool tones, and the stars start to appear during what's called nautical twilight. The horizon is still visible, but it's starting to get darker. Astronomical twilight happens when the sun is below the horizon between -12 to -18 degrees. This is where it gets a lot darker. There are dark, cool tones, and the Milky Way starts to become more clear. And finally, night. Night happens when the sun's elevation is below -18 degrees. This is the darkest time and is best for star photos or photos of the Milky Way. And let's cover daylight. Daylight happens when the sun's elevation is above 6 degrees over the horizon. It's typically harsher light, but can fluctuate based off of the weather during that day and is quote-unquote the worst time to shoot, but we're going to talk about some tips of how you can shoot in daylight. Now, you may be wondering, how can I know when these natural light phases happen where I live on a given day? It's easy to know that golden hour and blue hour are going to happen near sunset time, but if you want to know the exact times, I recommend using the app Photo Pills. It's about $10 US as of last I checked, and has loads of tools for photographers, one of which is the ability to see when all of these phases happen for a given location and time. So I'll show you an example using my phone. I have PhotoPills opened. I'm going to click on Sun, and I can see for my location and for today's date that golden hour starts at 7:03, blue hour starts at 7:57, nautical twilight at 8:07, astronomical twilight at 8:40, nighttime at 9:13, and it even shows me when the galactic center will become visible above the horizon. This has been a great way for me to check and know when these natural light phases are happening wherever I'm going to be and wherever I'm at. If you find this helpful, by the way, there may be more information in my book, Photography Simplified, that can benefit you. If you would like a visual beginner's guide to photography, check out my book, Photography Simplified, available in both paperback and ebook format on Amazon. The book covers topics including exposure and the exposure triangle, sharpness and focus, gear, composition, editing, and more. It even includes a list of beginner tips. There are helpful graphics to explain each of the topics that are covered in the book. I've put a lot of work into this book to include everything I wish I could have known when I started out. If you think the book could be helpful to you and haven't already, check the link in the description for more information. Now, there are a couple of things to call out, one of which is the importance of planning. No matter which natural light phase you're going to be shooting in, it's a good idea to get wherever you're going to shoot early. This will give you time to get a composition, get your camera settings right, and you won't have to worry about rushing all of those things as the light is changing around you. I especially think this is useful when you're going to shoot during the magic hours. Sunset, golden hour, blue hour, all of those things can happen very quickly, quicker than you often think. It's a good idea to give yourself time to get to a location, scout it out before golden hour even starts so you can be ready to take advantage of the good light when it happens. Now, that being said, I always encourage you to go out and shoot when you can. You may not always be able to be out during a sunset or during blue hour, so go out and shoot whenever you can, even if that's during the day. There are some things you can do to take better photos during daytime, and now it's time for those tips. One of the things you can do is use a polarizer. This can help to darken some of the bright reflections or haze and even add some more contrast to a bright sky. You could also do some long exposures using an ND filter during the day, and this can lead to some very beautiful artistic images. You can also go out when the weather is better, when you see more clouds in the sky or you see things like that that can diffuse the light, take advantage of it to go out and shoot. Another thing you can do is, even when it's bright, shooting in the shade or finding an area that's not right in the middle of the bright light to shoot. Hopefully these tips and this video have been helpful for you. Now, go out and take great photos.